crashing waves. It's Uncle number 2. It's got to be. Then, in the name of Hades, Olympus, I accept this message.
Ahoy there, little Hades. You recognize your uncle, do you not? We've a lot of catching up to do, but first things first. You get yourself out of that dour underworld. As for me, I'll see if I can stir things up a bit to cover your advance. Oh, you look positively in atrocious shape there, nephew. What's the matter? One too many run-ins with the wretched dead before I intervened? I have to tell you something, little Hades. My relatives and I, we've been holding back one of our greatest gifts to see if you were worthy. And you are. My aid is yours. So call me if you need anything, especially to smash your enemies to bits. How fares your feud against my crusty elder brother lately? Good? Big Hades, he is disagreeable with all of us, not just with you. So don't you take it personal and stick with me. I heard you showed that good-for-nothing fury after all. I knew you'd handle that old crone, nephew. If she troubles you again, you just remind her who's in charge down there. Now, don't lose heart, nephew, because in spite of all your efforts, it is probably the case that you still have a long and painful road ahead. So, nephew, my honored brother Zeus already has endowed you with his thunderous might. Well, you shall soon forget about all that after a taste of this.
Uncle Poseidon, it's been excellent to know you, sir, so please, this is for you.
Oh, I am positively moved by your affection, little nephew. Though I think I've just the thing for you in turn. Here, I shall transfer it to you.
I thank you, Uncle.
Nephew, your cruel father, Hades, he's my elder brother, you know that. Not exactly the expressive type, but never was. We seldomly saw eye to eye on things. Why, nephew, you procured the rod of fishing, I detect. Fine handiwork, if I say so myself. Its line is nigh invisible, and causes denizens of my domain to flock to it like mortals to temples of mine. Good fortune with that thing. Nephew, I'm mightily impressed with your ability to cull those rivers there of all the denizens of my domain. Your crusty father's not entitled to the bounties of the sea, but on my limitless authority, you are. You have my rod of fishing. Now have this. Little nephew, why I could have sworn you made it to the surface recently, and yet you're all the way back there again. Must be some sort of terrible monstrosity preventing your way out. Word reaches us that you've come very far indeed, nephew. Striking distance from the surface. You just keep at it like that, and with our help, we'll have you out of there for sure.
Uncle Poseidon, this here is for you. Would that my father were as easygoing as yourself.
Ah, a show of generosity from my most favored nephew. Your gift is mightily appreciated. I'll just go ahead and add it to the pile. I'm told a number of the underwater denizens from my domain were captured fair and square through your surpassing skill using the rod of fishing, little Hades. They're yours. I've millions more. I thought for certain you were well on your way out of there last time, nephew. But no matter. We'll just get you on another voyage to the top. Ah, you found me, little nephew. Strewn among the inventories of that most disturbing river boatman. That means you win my blessing.
Mighty Poseidon, greatest of my uncles, arguably, please accept this gift.
For all the times I'm offered gifts or sacrifices, little nephew, I still always very much appreciate it. I mean, look, I'm grinning ear to ear. I dare say, little Hades, you've some spunk in you. Why, I think you take after me more than my crusty elder brother. We'll get away from that old Carter yet.
Uncle Poseidon, I have a special catch for you, although it pales next to your sheer awesomeness.
Oh, now would you look at that? Is that an offering to your most favored uncle, me? You know what, nephew? I've decided I shall take it. Thanks. It's likely, little Hades, that you currently reside just underneath one of my boundless seas. Normally, you'd have to be submerged to use this power, but you know what? Close enough.
You stab me, I salute you, Uncle Poseidon. Your strength and confidence inspire me, and you accepted me as part of the family without question. It means a lot.
Oh, nephew, but you needn't shower me with offerings and praise, you know. I have no need of showering at all. Not when I've the sea itself to do with as I please. Nephew, why, the seas up here, they're just about as widely feared as your vast underworld down there. For water can be deadlier than bronze. What? Let me just say, nephew, that money-hoarding boatman best be fair with you. Because I'd hate to see anything happen to that little boat of his. Well, my plan to get a hold of you via the boatman worked out flawlessly. Harness the might of the sea then, why don't you?
Whenever I encounter you, Uncle Poseidon, my spirits lift, and I feel there must not be anything that can stop me. I only wish we met sooner, though I'm grateful to have met you at all.
I thought I told you, nephew, not to make such offerings to me. I probably forgot. Or getting you mixed up, perhaps, for I have many other nephews, thanks to Zeus. Though between us, I don't like any one of them as much as you. Why, little Hades, there's a certain chill about you, meaning you received an ice-cold blessing courtesy of elder goddess Demeter, correct? Now, personally, I think water's best in liquid form, but who am I to judge? A word of caution, little nephew. Never turn your back against the sea. And while you're at it, never take up sides against your greatest uncle.
I'm sorry, Uncle.
All right, no need to fight about this any longer, don't you think, nephew? Here, take my blessing like you should have in the first place. I wonder what monstrosities await you near the surface, little Hades. There's your father's terrifying hellhound, for one thing. Ah, well, I'm sure you'll find a way to sail past whatever's in your way. My oceans, they are filled with danger, not just water, little Hades. Any of the dead you face, they met their mortal end at sea and not on land. You know I've many vitally important things to do besides lending my aid to you repeatedly, nephew. But all of that can wait. Family comes first. Ah, you've received the blessing from Athena there already, little Hades. So careful all the time, that one, but here, I'll help you live a little, just in case. All these river denizens you've caught, little Hades, it can only mean we share a deep connection, don't you think? I with my power over the entire vastness of the seas, and you with the power to ensnare a hapless fish with but a flick of the wrist.
Uncle Poseidon, sometimes I wonder what my life would have been like had you been part of it sooner. Your encouragement, your enthusiasm, it means a lot. To you, this Ambrosia's been to hell and back.
Oh, but isn't this a kingly offering indeed, my little Hades? I know how difficult it must have been to get, so distant from Olympus as you are. I'll never understand how come your father's cruel to you. For if you were my son, I would be proud. Proud anyway, but you get the idea. I sense that you've been marked by the elusive Artemis, correct, nephew? She shies away from most of us, so if she's taken somewhat of a liking to you, great.
All right, here goes. In the name of Hades, Olympus, this is an official message. Uncle Poseidon, hope you can make this out.
What's this, nephew? Why isn't this a note? Or part of one addressed to me, but it appears there should be other pieces for the others here. Ah, it's like a sunken treasure then, which means I must seek its mysteries at once. You've come to know your Uncle Zeus by now, correct? Just want to let you know, good Zeus gets very busy on the regular. So you just stick with me. I've always time for you, nephew. Say, word has reached me that you squared against one known as Theseus, now champion there in Elysium. He was a handful even when he lived. So much so that my honored brother Zeus, he took to calling him my son. Can you believe the nerve? Oh, nephew, you've stood against the bull of Minos, have you? Well, I must apologize for any inconvenience there, because he was a living testament to my revenge. Long story, boring really, rather sordid too. Stay strong. If you should ever make it here, nephew, know this. I shall be pleased to stand in for the father figure I can tell you never really had. You can engage in all sorts of aquatic competitions, solve riddles, visit the sea nymphs. Oh, it would be great, wouldn't you think?
Stay out of my way.
So, little Hades, doubtless you have seen that we upon Olympus also lend our favor to the mighty Theseus, who bars your passage from Elysium. Now, don't you take it personally there, because our blessings go to all who deserve them. Although we try to save the best for you. Betrayal, little Hades. Of all my nephews, you should know better than this. Or perhaps I should. One of us at least.
Poseidon won't like this.
My fits of anger come and go just like the tides, nephew. Now take this from me and get out of here. That scoundrel Theseus. Apparently he earned himself some sort of winsome prize for all his blustering there in Elysium. Though I'm quite certain that no matter what he and his bull friend have at their disposal, you've the power to defeat them utterly. So go do it. Surely I'll get word. You know, nephew, I had a positively raucous time down there with your old father, and Persephone, was she a sight? I never thought I'd see her again. So then we're one big happy family at last. But you've a job to do, and we upon Olympus will do our fair share. Oh, you think you've a chance in hell without my help, am I to understand? You made a big mistake there, little Hades. Just you watch.
Don't be mad, Uncle.
You weathered the storm there, little Hades, and the sea is once again at peace. And you will make every attempt to keep it that way, correct? I knew that I could count on you, nephew. So the ungrateful Theseus, the winsome prize he earned was just some chariot, correct? And he was vanquished on it anyway. That's what he gets. Boasting his prize was greater than any in his mortal days. Puh. I'll tell you, nephew, I was quite taken aback to learn Persephone, she was your mother all along. Just disappeared up here one day. Ran off, I figured, as she's got some mortal blood in her. But she was with your father. That rascal is my brother after all. Aha! I sense you have in your possession that fine shell I sent you. A little gift plucked straight out of the sea. You keep it close so I can better track you down. Been nice to see my brothers getting on again, just like old times. Well, not exactly like old times, and come to think of it, there always was a bit of tension there between those two, but still, it's better than before. Whenever Dionysus calls a feast, I'm turning up sooner or later, hear me, nephew? So make room for one more blessing and let's go. So how is crusty old Hades faring down there of late, nephew? Fewer worries there upon his brow? That underworld of yours all running smoothly and all that? We'll keep on pitching in from over here. Least we can do. If you do ever get the opportunity to spend some time up here, nephew, oh, I shall take you on a grand tour of the surface, from the depths of my seas to the height of Olympus. Sure, maybe not today, or tomorrow, or even the next eon, but sometime we should go. Little Hades, have I ever told you I detest the dead? Well, I admit it. I just cannot stand a mortal past his due. So how about we get you far away from all such filth? Agreed? Ahoy, my nephew! I think I've kept you waiting long enough, so then let's go! And break our enemies to pieces like so many ships upon the shoals. Little Hades, I was certain you'd the wherewithal to thin the ranks of the betraying river denizens who fled my surface seas to your father's domain. I bid you good fish hunting forevermore. My little Hades, you brandish Exegriff, the rail of adamant. That weapon's power was so terrifying that we sealed it away. Oh well, surely its mortal damning secret shall be safely guarded in your hands. Persephone, she says you're really stuck down there, born of the underworld, something like that. Well, if you ask me, that's no kind of attitude to have. You can do anything you set your mind to, nephew. Take it from me. The thing about me, nephew, is I get along with everybody here. A skill, apparently, that's rather rare. Take my niece Artemis, for instance. Can't ever take a simple jest at all. You won't easily attract a mate with such a sour look about you, girl.
Oh, and wouldn't that be such a pity, Uncle Poseidon? I wonder what could be the cause of this sour look that I perpetually have up here. Maybe Zagreus knows.
See exactly what I mean, nephew. Your good mother Persephone, she's here all safe and sound. Thought you should know there, little Hades. Shame you can't be here with her too, but doubtless we'll someday meet again. Nothing comes freely for the mortals on the surface, nephew. And from the sound of things, it isn't any different with that Charon character. You bear some sort of splendid-looking weapon there, nephew. Must be another aspect of fair Stygius, my old discarded blade. Never did see that one myself, but I saw many others that were splendid too. Why, if my eyes do not deceive me through those murky depths, you brandish Malphon. Let me tell you, little Hades, those old gloves have done some dirty work before your time. Well, nephew, I know that salty Charon can be difficult, but I'm certain that whatever price you paid, you got a deal. Little Hades, it appears that you are moving right along, almost at an uncanny pace. I wonder how you got to be so fast. Aquatic exercise? Oi, nephew. It's my understanding you've been blessed already by one of my other nephews, Ares. As you can see, not all of us are cut from the same cloth. And thank the fates for that. Seems you're getting somewhere, little nephew. Good. But here, allow your favorite uncle to bestow a little boost. Just wait until you see the seas, nephew. My underwater realm is the most glorious of the world's habitats. It positively teems with life, and it's much cooler there than in that sweaty underworld of yours. At last, I found you once again, nephew. You eating well and getting strong, correct? I'll help you with the latter category in a moment. Here. Oh, now it seems to me your strength outweighs your smarts there, nephew, if you're prone to picking other sides than mine.
Sorry, Uncle Poseidon.
I can't stay angry. Let us call all that unpleasantness back there water under the bridge. What say you, nephew?